does not refer to a negation, it is a negation. And I asked her, do you think that's a formal linguistical difference or it's a substantial difference? Okay, she said, you agree with her? Okay, so where's your problem? Do you think that answers then? Why not? What's the problem?
Because there's when you say some kind of indicate what's meaning is not.
Well, she said is not, forget, implies a negation. Do you agree with that? Is not implies a negation or no?
Okay, okay.
You agree, but do you think it answers the question? You see, you can agree with what it says, but not think it answers the question. Ask me what time it is. Ask me what time it is.
No.
Just concentrate. Get your little hand away from there. See, little person always on a grabby thing. You want to always get something. Yes, you know? You have a hard time listening?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Ask me what time it is.
Yeah, what time it is?
Today is Saturday. Do you agree with me?
No.
It's not Saturday?
Okay, I agree, but I
But
cannot.
do you agree with me?
Yes.
Is it answering the question?
No.
See? So these are two different things. Agree with someone and answering the question. Do you agree that is not implies a negation? It's not written. Look at me. Look at me. Do you agree that is not implies a negation?
No.
No, it does not imply negation.
Yes.
Sometimes is not is something else than a negation.
Yes.
Like what?
Like something which have not any reference.
Have not any reference. Well, is that a form of negation? Yes, no?
Yes.
So is not, does it refer to a negation?
Yes.
So you agree with that?
Yes.
Did she answer the question or no?
Yes.
Oh, so you think answered. Who think the question is not answered, raise your hand. Ahmed, why not?
The answer sounds like tautology.
It sounds tautological.
Yes.
So you think it's true? It's true? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, it's true. But she's giving nothing.
No.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Can you prove it?
Because how would I question this? It is a negation, so.
No. You say it's a tautology.
Yes, but
Tautology.
tautology is always communication.
So tell us what, see if it's tautology. There are two propositions
Yes.
which are equivalent.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Which ones?
Okay, is not negation. They are equivalent.
Is not and negation is equivalent. Or not?
I didn't look at it from this perspective.
Thank you. That's why I'm asking the question.
Yes.
Is not and negation is equivalent.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yes.
Tautology. Really? Okay, good.
The meanings of the tautology.
Don't you change my question.
Okay.
Is it the tautology, yes or no?
Yes.
Who disagrees that thinks it is not a tautology? Raise your hand. Ask someone.
Haeckel.
Is not may mean something more than the thing we have. For instance,
No. Focus. Is not and negation.
yeah.
Are these two things the same thing?
No.
No. Why not? What's the difference?
The difference is it sometimes we use is not for negation, but for to put something more.
To put something more.
Yeah. For instance,
Give any.
it's not that. It's more of.
But which part is saying it's more? The first part or the second part?
There's two. They are equivalent
Oh, it's not that it's more, it's equivalent.
in this sense. Yes.
You see what you're doing? It's called piggybacking. You know piggybacking?
No.
People know what piggybacking means? Piggybacking, for example, is, in some countries, kids have fun, in poor country, there's a bus, because you cannot do this in Western Europe, it's not allowed, but there's a bus, right? And what they do, they have a bicycle, but they get tired. So when the bus passes, they grab part of the bus, and the bicycle, they're tray by the bus. In Iran, they do this?
No, in India.
You saw it in India, all right. Yeah? It's called piggybacking. Piggy. Or the kids do this in the debate. One says, what is your idea? One explains, and the other one says, how about you? I'm just like him. So he's piggybacking. He's going to use the other one, right? So you're piggybacking, right? You say it, okay, all right. So do you think it's more? I know, yeah. It's more and it's not, it's the same thing.
No.
No. Okay, so it's not a negation now. What is not can be something else than a negation. It's always a negation. Is the essence of is not a negation?
Yes.
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 Now the question is it the difference between is not and negation? Anyone wants to say? Yes. Okay. What's the, difference?
Difference of is not a negation, yes?
No, the difference is not and negation.
Maybe is not referred to a positive things.
Is not can refer to a positive thing.
Yes.
And can negation refer to a positive thing?
No, negation refer to negative, I think.
Okay, let's try. Give us an is not where it's positive.
Is not bad.
Is not bad. Well, do I negate that it's bad?
Negation.
Why is it question? Am I negating that it's bad?
No.
I'm saying it's bad.
Yes.
So when I say it's not bad, I'm saying it's bad. Or I'm negating it's bad. Don't complicate your life, make it simple,
Yes.
You complicate your thinking sometimes.
Yes.
Yes, just no. Simple. By the way, okay, so I propose that we go that. Who thinks that, what does is not imply? Is not implies reference to a negation. Who accepts the answer? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who refuses it? Raise your hand. Okay, 1. So we accept it. Third question.
Why are A and B not unitable?
Why are A and B not united? Did you answer that question?
Yeah, with the tautology.
Did you answer that
Yeah.
question?
Yes.
Yes. What did you say?
Because they are different.
Broomsticks again there, huh? All right? Yeah. All right.
Unitable, what is it?
On peut les unir. Puisse les unir. Huh? Yes. So, by the way, are they unitable or not? Now that we've done all this work, do you think they're unitable or not?
No?
No, not unitable.
Yeah.
No, not. Okay?
No.
Yes. Who think they are unitable? Raise your hand. Ask someone. How can you unite them?
Elam. Elam.
Who's Elam? Oh, Hekel. I know. All these Mediterranean names are all the same. From a Flanders standpoint, all Mediterraneans are called the same. Elam, Hekel, who calls? Anyway. Yes.
A and B are both letters, so they are unitable.
Is it true they're both letters?
Yes.
You had not thought about this?
No.
No. Yeah. Right? Okay. So you agree they're both letters?
Yes.
Write it. They're both letters. But you don't want to write it.
No.
No. Hekel will be happy that somebody writes what he said. So, can you read us the 3 questions and 3 answers?
What identifies A and B? A is a vowel and B is a consonant. What does is not imply? It implies a reference to a negation. Why are A and B not unitable? They are unitable because both are letters.
Yeah. By the way, do you see a problem in her? Oh yeah. Okay. Do you think her question was okay? Why not? Yeah, because you were saying they're not unitable. Okay. What are we now? Do you think her question is legitimate? Sorry, I was thinking aloud. I had a problem suddenly. I had a. Listen, yeah. Do you think her question is legitimate? Why are they unitable? Why not?
Because the question was, why are they not unitable?
Yes, and why would that not be legitimate?
Because I say why they are unitable.
Yes, but before you answered, was that question legitimate? Because initially you agreed with her, right? See the whole question, think about it.
No.
All she has seen as A is not B, right? And question of Silke, why are they not unitable? Was this question legitimate or not?
No.
Ooh.
No.
Why not?
Because being not unitable is not the same as a negation.
All right, so she gave you a presupposition that had no reason to be. Right, Silke? Yes? You overlooked in this case, huh? You overinterpreted, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's an interesting problem. Anybody didn't get it here? Why this question? You didn't get it, Sandrine? Who can explain to Sandrine why this question is a problem? Raise your hand. Ask them what Sandrine.
The initial statement does not imply unitable in any form.
Not unitable, huh? Does not imply the non-unit, right?
Yes.
You understand why? Or no?
Yeah.
Explain why.
It's because in a statement there was not unitable.
It was not what? Are you clear or no?
Nothing.
No. Ask her. Explain to me again.
Explain to me again. The question goes beyond what is implied in the initial statement.
Explain why.
It's outside.
Give the initial statement, show the concept of the question and see. Yeah.
Okay, the initial statement is A is not B. And the question asks if A and B can be or cannot be united.
No, it does not say can be or cannot be, otherwise that would be fine.
Uh-huh.
Do you agree that it would be no problem if it said that? If
Okay.
it asks, can it be or cannot be, would there be a problem?
Can,
Would there be a problem or no?
according to the initial statement,
Listen, if the question was, can it be or cannot be unitable, would there be a problem? Or you lost? Who can, you're lost, yeah? Say I'm lost. You have to say, I'm lost.
I'm lost.
Okay.
Yes,
Who can explain
United.
what would happen if the question was, can it be or not be unitable? Who knows then what happens there? If it's okay or not? Raise your hand, ask someone.
I think it's tautology. Same.
What is same as what?
Can be or cannot be same.
Can be and cannot be, it's the same thing.
Yes, I think.
I am here, I'm not here. Is it tautology?
I think, yes,
Both
both of them refer to one
Slow
thing.
down, slow down. Don't think too much in this way. I'm here. Why are you here? I'm here because I'm not here. Is that a tautology?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So who does not agree? Raise your hand. Ask someone, why is that a tautology?
Francis.
Because both statements are opposite.
Is it true that both statements are opposite? I'm here, I'm not here?
Yes.
Yes. And can a tautology, what constitutes a tautology? Do you know?
Yes.
What constitutes it?
The same things?
The same thing.
Things, yes.
So if it's opposite, is it the same thing?
No.
Therefore, is it a tautology?
No.
No, okay?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Alright, so, who else wants to say, if the question was, can it be or not be unitable? We think that would be a different ball game. Raise your hand and explain why. Ask Yolanda someone.
Alexei,
If the question is cannot be or cannot be unitable, then there is no problem to answer this question because there is no presupposition that contradicts the initial statement.
Do you agree that there would be no presupposition in that case? Can it be unitable or can it not be unitable? When she asks, why is it not unitable, right? You see there's a presupposition in her question, but not in yours? Are you good?
Yeah.
Huh? We refuse this one because it has a presupposition. But yours has no presupposition. You ask either or. We good? Yes, no? Huh?
Yes, yes.
And that's here, and that's always the case. Check that questions have presupposition, no problem. But is that presupposition acceptable or not? And what if you say, wait a minute, I say they're different, but I never said they're not unitable. Maybe she didn't think about it. You know, we didn't see anything, but at least she never excluded that possibility. So, Silke, which question should you have asked?
Why do A and B negate?
No, about unitability, what should you have asked? Okay, let's stop 2 seconds because our 2 Persian friends are leaving, so people want to give them stuff or whatnot. Emails, don't worry, we'll give everybody's email. If that's what you want, you'll get everybody's emails, don't worry. Or you want a special email, okay, let's make it personal. But you'll get everybody's emails. At the end of each conference, we give all the emails to everyone, so unless somebody has an objection.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
I hope to see
Goodbye.
you again.
Bye.
Okay,
Enjoyment visit.
okay. Bon voyage.
Thank you, Oscar, for
Okay,
everything.
good.
Thanks you.
Good
everybody.
trip.
Thank you. Have a good trip.
Say hello to everybody over
Hope
there.
see you in Iran.
Yes.
As soon as.
I'm jealous.
I'm sorry, but Francis is not,
What's what?
you have not told me about my ride to the train station. They're going to the train station.
Yeah, but there'll be other. What time are you supposed to leave?
7?
But did you tell Francis about this?
Yes.
7 in the evening.
7 in the evening. But what time are you leaving?
You have 7?
See, there'll be other trains.
Yeah.
What train do you catch?
The train of 5:30.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have to
Okay.
leave now for 7 o'clock, okay? Yeah, but you were not there when Isabel came this morning.
When
We were here and we discussed, you were not here.
Yes, I was here.
And did you tell Isabel?
Yeah, Francine has known all the way.
Okay, anyway, 7 o'clock, we'll see later. It's a morning train.
Okay,
There'll be other trains.
today.
No, they don't.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye. All right. Always remember, you give cookies to everyone except me. Okay, so, yes, okay, is this clear business that when you have a question, first of all, identify the presupposition, but then see if that presupposition is legitimate or not. Anybody has a problem with that? No? Who understands? Raise your hand. Oh, you understand? Oh, you have no problem with that. Who does not understand this business? Do you understand or is you still gone?
I'm trying.
Gone.
You're totally gone. Now, do you see the problem now with being a princess?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, do you understand therefore? Yes? No, then you understand nothing.
Can someone
Are you
explain?
familiar with this problem of understanding nothing?
Yeah.
Yes. You happy about it?
No.
No. Huh? So finally we found the problem with princesses. They're gone, they don't understand anything. And somebody explain to me? Who can explain? You want to get it or it's too much for
I
you?
want to get it.
All right. Who can explain to our friend the problem of presuppositions of questions? Raise your hand.
But
No, don't do but.
what
Please
does
don't do but.
presupposition mean?
Okay. Now, the person will, you get a package deal, the whole thing, all right? Including definition of presupposition. Raise your hand who can explain to our friend here. Raise your hand. Huh? See, you're making it hard. There only 2 people. Okay, choose 3 and ask, explain to me the whole presupposition bit.
In question, there is a presupposition that A, B
Can you start with presupposition? She doesn't know what it is.
presupposition, it's a meaning which is inside the sentence, but not in words. We implied it.
Yeah.
And there is a presupposition in the question that A and B are united. And there is no
In which
such
question is there that presupposition?
in silver.
Yes, then you should give the question. See,
Well,
give the whole thing.
In the question why A and B are unitable, there is
No, all right. Okay.
are not unitable.
It's starting.
In the question of Silko, why A and B are not unitable, there is a presupposition that's
Okay, who is clear in the head? You can explain to her. Ask somebody else.
So,
But you're asking a lot though. You don't pour all your list. Yeah.
you know what a presupposition is already?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's there. So, when I said why are A and B not unitable, the presupposition was that she said that they are not unitable.
Yeah.
But she didn't say that, she only said A is not B. She didn't say A is not unitable with B.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she said that, well, she didn't say that. And that's a problem.
It's nice to follow, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Huh? So let's check if you understood. I'm going to ask you a question, then tell me if there's a problem or not. Okay? Why do you think so much? Do you see any problem with my question?
Because that doesn't think. You already precipitated that.
Exactly, I presuppose what?
Yeah, that I think.
Yes, and is it true?
Yeah.
So my question is fine then. You think so much, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, fine. I'm glad you got it. Okay. Yes, so let's go back to our business. Okay, so now that you have written initially, it had changed nothing, right? Mm-hmm. Now, does it change your initial answer? You said A is not B. By answering all this, do you see any change in the statement or the thinking of the statement?
No,
It changes nothing, right? Yes, no?
it changes nothing.
Okay, changes nothing. Read again the 3 questions and the 3 answers, the new versions.
What identifies A and B? A is a vowel and B is a consonant. What does it's not imply? It implies a reference to a negation. Why are A and B not unitable? Well, it's not a valid question
Okay, but you said they're, we skipped that, and you said they're unitable.
Mhm.
Why?
Because they are both letters.
Okay, so they are unitable because they're both letters. Huh? We took it like if we had a real question, they're both unitable, right? And so therefore, your thinking of A is not B has not changed.
No.
Ah, it has changed.
No, it
Has not changed.
No.
Okay. Who agrees that just based on that, her thinking indeed has not changed? Raise your hand. Okay. Who think no? Her thinking has changed, but she doesn't realize it. Raise your hand. Up or down? Don't play marionette. Huh? Up or down? If you're not decided, it's better down. Okay. So ask someone, what has changed?
Silke, what has changed?
What has changed with answering the last question is that A is not B, but A can also be the same as B.
Is it true that in a way, A Can you not shake your head? It disturbs me. Yeah? Especially you know, and I said it again, when I work with you, I say, don't do this, because that means when you shake your head, you're not listening, you're not thinking. You're busy, you know, moving. And I say, let the thinking come in at the other one, no matter how crazy, no matter, and okay, just don't shake your head. And don't do the clown either, right? You know? Yes, okay, so, just relax. So, yes, is it true that in a way your thinking has changed because of her question, she gets you to see how in a way they're the same?
No.
No. So by saying that both are letters, you don't think of them as being the same, right? Can you explain why not?
Because it's not because they belong to the same category that they are the same.
Really? Well, when you say these two people are human beings,
They're not the same.
this is nice. Did you see this? Did the rigidity strike again? Huh? Look, I did. Okay. I have to practice teaching. Okay, so.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it, right. Aston, did rigidity strike again? Oh, that's a good one, I like this one. Okay, anyway, so. Yes, so, indeed, are you asked to think about that difference in a different way because you get a uniting concept? Or no?
No, because...
No. When I say these two people are human beings, am I inviting you to think of them as the same? Yes. When I ask them, what is each other's name, I'm asking you to think of them as differently. Yes, and I say, this Olga, she's Russian, Yolanda, she's Mexican, and I invite you to think as different. But when I says, what do they have in common in terms of human beings, at that moment, the mental gesture you're having is it to put them as one. Yes, no?
Yeah.
You okay with that? Huh? Now it doesn't forbid you to think that they're not the same because I like this one, I don't like this one, whatever you want. But the mental gesture, you okay with mental gesture? Yeah, people, it's very, you know, like this makes you think as one. Yes? I can think of this chair and that chair for some reason because this chair is not occupied, this one is different. But when I say bring the chairs for lunch, I think of them as one. Is that okay with you? Well, this is called dialectics, by the way. If you know with dialectics, like in Hegel, not so much. And by the way, he takes in the introduction of the phenomenology of mind, he takes exactly that example. Do you know that? No, it's funny. He says, first of all, A is A. It's called the identity principle. A is A, right? Then he says, how can we think A is not A? It's basics. And how do we do this? In general, the shift is through a production of new concept. And what is a new concept that was brought up to make you think there's one?
The letter?
Letter. Into a letter. Through letter, it was brought. It could have been something else. It could have been signs, you know, it could have been shapes, it could have been sounds. But through this concept, you think of it as one. Right? Yeah. So in other words, what is she doing through this question makes you see the limit of thinking them as two different things. Right? They're not the same because they have different shape, different sound, blah, 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 blah. But the limit of that idea is, you didn't say, well, you could have said, why is A not an elephant? You could have said that, right? Or why is A not the shblubo? But you didn't say why is A not the shblubo. Well, it's more difficult there to see what's coming. But you took, funnily enough, two things that are quite in the same family. You realize? Right? So the difference is, you thought it was different, but finally the difference is rather limited. Because they belong to a very restrictive group in the universe. The group of the 26 Latin letters. You realize how exclusive that group is? 26, think the whole universe. And then 26 Latin letters.
It's urgent.
Over there, on the right. You realize this? You know? So in other words, when you say A and B, for you it's obvious. You put it forward as an example of two different things. But when you step back, you know, for a moment, it's like, you know, the funny thing, I don't know if you do this sometimes, we discuss, and the kid says, I am not like my brother, my sister, my family. And that says, can you say how many things you have in common? You know, the history, the language, blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, that's what you see in front of you. You say, I'm not like that. But you have much more in common than you do have as difference. When you start, but from inside, from the family says, no, I am not like her, you know? See? And so that's why here, with letter, we invite you to look at the small world you're working on. Very small. A word of 26, a family of 26 people. From inside you're different. From outside, you're just your letters. You okay with that?
Yeah.
That's dialectics. Shifting of position. Inside, outside, for example. Contextualize, decontextualize. And that's why you always think, and I'm going to propose to you this idea, that everything is both same and different. And I challenge you to put two things which don't have something in common, are not the same in a certain way. You can do it as an exercise, but you'll always find something common. Sometimes it's difficult, but it can be a fun exercise. Take two arbitrary things. You ask everyone to write on a piece of paper a word. Then you mix the paper up. It's an exercise that we do. And then you have to pick two papers and say, what do they have in common? Sometimes it's very strange. It's, you know. You like that exercise idea? You follow?
I really like it. Yeah.
Okay. It's a gift for your patience. All right. So, is there any comment or question on this little exercise? Yes.
I have a comment. You say it would be much more difficult to find a difference between A is not an elephant, but we said A is a vowel, B is a consonant, and you can say A is a letter, B is an animal.
Yeah, but what is common between A
what is
and
common?
elephant? Of course. See, look at this. The more they're different, the more it's easier to find the difference. The hardest is to find what's common. The more they're common, the easiest is to find what is common. Like in A and B, right away came out letters, for example. But the hardest it is to find the difference. You okay with that? It's a topological problem. What does mean? Means I'm happy?
So it's more difficult what they have in common than to find the difference.
The more, who understood it? Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's what you said, no? Okay.
Who understood can explain? I like all these sounds. We're going to explain Jacoba, what it just said there. Ask someone.
Nelson?
The more two things have in common, the more difficult it is to find something that differs, and the other way around. The more they differ, the more difficult it is to find something in common.
Yeah. If I ask you what is common to A and elephant, for example, it's more difficult than to say what is common to A and B. You okay, Jacoba?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, since you like the elephant thing, what is common to A and elephant? Do you know?
More difficult.
No, thank you, but can you say what's common in them, or no? 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 Well, I'll tell you, they both have feet. They both have legs. You like that?
Very much.
I'm writing and, a picture book, right?
The child it's easier for a child.
What, did you ever see in children's book?
Yeah.
How they will use letters, for example, teach letters, and they try to make them animal, A will be the giraffe, B will be rhinoceros, C will be the pig, and so on and so forth. And Z will be, whatever, the bee. Anyway, all right? So, I see the others are starting to arrive, so let's just take some meta question quickly. Comments? Yes?
Question. How can we say that A and B are the same if there is not one thing?
Who can answer him? Raise your hand. Ask.
Can you please ask me?
Find some quality which will be the same, and that's why they will be the same in this quality.
I just would have essential quality, right? Because if you both make them in green, it's the same quality, but it's not essential to A and B. You draw a green A and a green B, you know, you look and say, aha, black! Yeah, but black is accidental. I could have taken the red pen, right? So essential quality. Do you agree? Or no?
Yes, I agree.
Right. But the difficulty I see here is to realize that when we speak, it's a bit like the thing with Ivan. When you speak, you always speak, you never speak about some objective, absolute truth. You speak always through a certain perspective. You think through perspective. You don't think A and B. It's going to sound strange, but when she spoke about A and B, she didn't speak about A and B. She spoke about a certain conception of A and B. And that's why, for example, she was not interested in the shape of A and B. She was not interested in the sound of A and B. Right? She was thinking. So every time you think it through a certain way. And you can think A and B in the mental thing as something distinguishing two things, like in geometry. This angle is A, this angle is B. Or you can think A and B like the language teacher in elementary school as being both parts of the alphabet. Therefore, identical in the sense they're parts of the alphabets. Part of the alphabet, part of the alphabet. So when you think, you don't think in absolute. You think through certain ways, certain prism. Okay? You agree with that or no?
Yes, I agree with that.
Yes. So what is the purpose of the questioner? The questioner says, okay, what is a prism here? You use prism? You go with prism? Prism? Yeah?
Prism.
And you try to explode this prism by inviting the person to think another prism. They say, aha, now I was thinking in a particular way, and now I think in a different way. So A and B, you can think either through the difference, or through what's common, and better, dialectic says you should be able to do both.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Get the point or no?
I just have a...
Did you get
Yes,
the
I
point
get
or no?
this point.
Yes, I prefer you to think about it. Because I know you always going to have 100,000 questions. So you got to do your homework. Okay? You like the idea?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Who has another question or comment on this business? Okay? Yes.
The A is A. What will it take to prove the contrast?
To prove the contrary.
Yeah.
You mean like in the Hegelian thing I said?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Well, because nothing is founded on itself.
Why not?
Who said why not? Do you think A fell out of the sky one day? You think one day A came? Nothing is self-founded. Everything is founded on something which it is not. So let me propose to you something. You are as much what you are as what you're not. You okay with that? That's difficult sometimes to accept. I like
Then I'm
brains.
also a grandmother.
You're what?
Then I'm also a grandmother.
Well, in a way, you're a grandmother. I tell you what, when you speak about your grandmother, you are a grandmother. In a certain way. Do you realize this?
No, I really don't.
Well, I'll tell you what. Can somebody later on in the break explain to her that when she speaks about her grandmother, in a way she is a grandmother? Who could explain this to her during the coffee break? Raise your hand. Okay, you choose, okay? You're free? Yes, okay. Huh? Anybody else has a question? But see, you have to have more plasticity in the mind. You have to be able to enter these different schemes.
I
Tell you what,
I love this.
you should be able to answer, you should be able to do the following thing. When you think, when you speak about your grandmother, you're actually a zebra. Just think about that one. You like it better? I'll repeat to you. What did you say? When you speak about your grandmother, actually, you are a zebra. You like it? You know this has a name. It's a lot practiced in China or in Japan. It's called a Kwanzen. Just go think about it for one day. just in case you didn't get it. When you speak about your grandmother, you're actually a zebra. You wrote it down? No.
I will.
Check with him that you're a grandmother, and then check if somebody's really smart and can tell you why you're a zebra at that moment. Any other comment or question? You're good? Okay, no problem? Yes, last one and we stop.
Yes, and if the statement contains such words as sometimes, usually, such sleeper words, can we problematize them? It seems to me it's very difficult to catch them.
It's difficult to catch it, yes, because that's the whole idea. So, that's your job. Did you ever try to catch fish with your bare hand? You ever try to do this? Did you ever try to do this?
To catch fish.
Catch a fish with your bare hand. Did you ever try this? Did you ever try?
I did.
Did you manage? But some people do. It struck me when I was a kid, I had an uncle in the countryside in South France. He would do it, but you know, he would stay like this. Amazing, you know? And then he would go by the side to be very patient. And then you have to be ready. It amazed me. I tried all my life. I never could do it. I wonder, what's his secret? You know? Yeah, same thing. Okay, thank you. See you later. Can I have the sheets? It's useful for the, unless you want to keep it absolutely. If I can have the sheets, if you can bring in, please.